Is this fucking working? Is it on? What's up? What's up? I mostly just want to test something real quick. Mostly, I'm just trying to test something. I got a little bit of a new setup kind of thing going on. So I'm trying to just make sure it comes right. Yeah, I gotta like change my shit around. What's up out there? What's up, everybody? Damn, that fucking light. I'm a mess. I'm a mess right here. Well, what's up? Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, there we go. I was gifted a nice fucking Rode X streamer. Let's see. Yeah, hey, some cats are out there. What's up, dude? I'm just evening. What's up? What's happening? Yeah, I was gifted this for Christmas. Shout out Tricky. Shout out Dojo. Shout out Onyx and Honey hooking me up with that nice shit. So I've been fucking getting frustrated trying to figure something out. This is a Rode Streamer X, which is basically like a little mixer. I could probably hold it up. Yeah, I'm learning on the fly. This is what it looks like. Yeah, see, look at my little fly new shit, old and busted shit. So I just wanted to make sure I could get this thing working. Pain in the ass. I don't like downloading programs to my computer. How's it sound? Does it sound all right? Does it sound fucked up? I think I got it working. But downloading new stuff to my computer, needing a program, needing to like change things. I like things how they are. Sounds fine. Cool. Right on. Check out what it can do now, right? Look. Yeah. See if I can put that to good use. Yeah, buddy. I can also do this. Just quick intro music. Yeah. No more iPhone. Tricky Nikki, she was like, I'm sick of watching you use your fucking phone for music. I'm like, dude, I kind of like it. I kind of like it. But way better, yeah, proof's in the pudding. So, love you. Thank you, Nikki. This is awesome. Yeah, a little intro track. I could tell jokes over my own shit. Yeah, that's not too bad. Or I could do this. They say boo, and I can fuck around with some of this stuff. I don't know what else is on here. That's pretty good too. I should use that one. That don't happen here. They say, "Fucking get your bald ass, stupid head out of here." Okay, thank you. What's this? Some stock music. I don't know about that one though. That's an interesting mix. Yeah, I gotta like learn how to use this shit, but evidently kind of quick. More crickets. Yep. I think that's it. Yep. We're back to the home screen. Yeah, so I just figured I'd fucking test it out real quick. Shit bothers me. I get so frustrated. But like this is an awesome, awesome gift, so I'm not gonna just let it sit here. But I haven't been able to find the time to get my ass in here and like set it up to use it right. Who's in there? Is that you, MP? You're just hanging out in here? What are you up to, bro? What you out getting steps or something? Oh yeah. What's up? What's up, Jessica? It certainly works. Sure the fuck does. That's gonna be funny. That's gonna activate me in the morning. Maddie said I sounded tired this morning. The baseline Thumos was there, but I don't know. If I fucking wake up and just good morning, wake up. That's pretty good. Dinner than a dog walk? Yeah, I dig it, dude. I dig it. I didn't even fucking I'm not coming out here to necessarily have a show. A PM, be honest. A PM, be honest. Should I? Yeah, I don't know. I need to get like my background all set up. Like I got lines of tape and shit on my table to keep stuff where it needs to be. Now I don't need it. I'm fucking discombobulated, dude. All types of discombobulated. That's all right. I can fix that in a second. Who I think this morning, what was his new name? Yeah, my man he mixed. Yeah, I know. I know who the fuck that was. EMP. My suspicion is correct. I know who it is. He just hit me up now. He sent me a link. I don't even know whose podcast this is, but I should probably find out. Let's find out. Oh, the X22 report he just sent me says, here's the headline. Trump says Powell has potentially committed fraud knowingly or unknowingly. Boom. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. He thinks he's slick, but it took me a second. You don't fucking listen to Jesse Lee Peterson at all, EMP. but he goes, he black. So now we got he mixed. Amazing. It's amazing indeed. So here's a 25-minute thing of the news about how Trump says Powell, who's the head of the Fed. Yeah, okay. Yeah, JLP's funny. He's smart. He's just so dumb. It's like, I don't know. It's just so counter. I shouldn't even say he's dumb. He makes a living doing what I'm doing here. But yeah, I put it together. But anyway, so how's my dude sent me? Trump says Powell has potentially committed fraud, knowingly or unknowingly. Boom. The head of the Fed. Do you think he unknowingly or knowingly committed fraud? So then I quickly respond with a link. This is from, you could just Google it, but who is Rick Ryder? Trump to interview BlackRock CIO for U.S. Fed chair post. Sounds like my mind is already made up on the matter, he says. Amazing. Yeah, it's true. That's just funny. I don't know. What do you think? Should I stay online, dude? This is 3 people in the chat. Who's in the chat? He mixed. You in the chat? Come out here, bro. My mind is made up. I got my mind made up. Some have said. Probably won't keep this and upload it to the cast roll, but who's in there? Yo, shout out. There's 3 of you in there. I see 2 of you. Who's the 3rd? Welcome. Welcome to this fine PM edition with Nikki Behanas. You want to hear some shit? Check it out. Yeah. Some fucking ripping shit. Thanks for jumping in here. Yeah, it's nice I can actually talk over the music playing too. That's a win. This little device is sick. It'll add just 5% better. That shit'll add up. Should I go on Twitter? Should I do spoken word over an instrumental song? Yeah, you get out of the chat. Someone with substance. I'm just playing. Yeah, let's see what's on Twitter. What's trending? Oh yeah, Verizon outage. Nothing to see there. Verizon allegedly was out for half the day. I don't know who any of this stuff is. News. Oh yeah, up there it is. The Verizon outage. Verizon outage leaves thousands without service for hours. Let's check this out. The outage hit around 12:30 p.m. ET Wednesday, peaking with over 180,000 reports nationwide, especially from Florida to New York and into the Midwest and the South. Verizon engineers deployed field teams to fix voice and data issues, but no cause or timeline was given, leading to public safety alerts in New York and Washington, D.C. about potential 911 failures. Great. What do I say to that? I used to say that shit all the time. I'm like, what? Back in 2020, when I was particularly spiraling about COVID. You lost service today? Yeah, it's booty, dude. Yeah, one thing I used to talk about all the time with my friends, and they always call me stupid for it. They're like, dude, that'll never happen. I'm like, but what the fuck happens? We all talk about doom and gloom. Yeah, of course it's fine. Of course, like, whatever. It's a pain in the ass. But way back then, it's like dystopian times and masks and injections and NWO rising and tyranny is coming for us. And it's so, I'm like, dude, what the fuck do you do if you wake up? If you just wake up one day and there's no power and no internet? What do we do? I still don't have a fucking answer for that. I would always ask my friends. We'd be like drinking and smoking and toking and joking and shit. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Are you going to work? Like, yeah, you just wake up and amidst all this COVID madness, looking around back then, it's like shit was crazy. In retrospect, complete and total insanity. What the fuck you do? You wake up and there's nothing working. So it stands to reason to me that when one of the largest mobile carriers, I'm sure it's just a fluke. There's no reason that Verizon was out. It wasn't actually out. You're not going to get any answers about none of this shit. You ain't going to get no answers about none of this shit. By evening, service flickered back into spots like Houston, though many customers stayed frustrated After more than 8 hours with rivals like T-Mobile unaffected, T-Mobile's teabagging on that Verizon fucking booty. What else is trending? Florida GOP candidate proposes 50% sin tax on OnlyFans earnings. I bet that's very controversial in the throes of the internet. Miami entrepreneur James Fishback running as Republican for Florida governor in 2026. Oh, damn, I didn't know they had a governor election already. Motherfuckers love Florida. I like Florida. People love DeSantis. He's another actor. He was doing his best Ronald Reagan, but everybody was just falling. We love DeSantis. He's making America great again. No one fucking cares about DeSantis anymore. People like this guy, though. I've been seeing this go around. James Fishback. I think he was on Tucker. Running as a Republican for Florida governor in 2026. Proposed the tax this week, spotlighting Sophie Raines reported 43 million earnings. What's up? Hey, yo. Thanks for the vape, EMP. Man, yo, I think Homeboy's just making up a bunch of different names. EMP, you better not be slinging vapes. Makes me sick. Anyway, Rain pushed back in a video arguing it ignores tax dodging big businesses, while creator Danisha Carter surprised many by saying it sounds fine to her. The debate ties into worries over porn's impact on kids, resurfacing a 2021 India case where, holy shit, I never heard about this. 2021 India case, so this was in India, where boys confessed to stoning a girl after viewing explicit photos. God damn. That's intense. With critics blaming platforms like OnlyFans and defenders stressing parental controls and free porn sites. Well, when I talk in the mornings about the out there, this is what we got. This shit is all so stupid. What a fucking mind fuck of an intro paragraph that was. And here's Sophie Raines. She's got the most top tweet on the matter. Blaming women for boys killing a little girl has to be the craziest take I have seen all day. Just not wrong. Not wrong. Yeah, that's wild, dude. And I guess, is that everything that's in this? I don't know how much of y'all use Twitter. I don't use it super often. But you hit the trending article and it gives you the grok summary up top and then all the top responses through it. Yeah, if he runs, that's a great way to run for fucking governor, though. A sin tax of 50% on the porno girls. Need some time to think about that. I guess on the surface that sounds great, but like, on what else? You know, this is where libertarians are both right and wrong idiots. What's the slippery slope? So what, podcasters next? I'll finally make a little bit of money and then I'll get fucking taxed to death from it. What happened? They're taxing free speech now. Because that's, I guess, where all the porno and obscenity, that's where all that gets kind of, historically, that's where that's been, I don't know, how would you say it, like, blended together. Yeah. Interesting day in the news, I guess. What else we got? Here's Dom at underrated Dom. The far right play the blame game all the time, but also want to go back to slavery and women being slaves in the house. They make no sense. Okay. Smart takes all across Twitter. X, I'm sorry. What else we got? ICE agent injured in fatal Minneapolis shooting. Oh, yeah. They're still talking about the ICE agent getting injured. Yeah, I can't even, I have no idea what's fucking true, what's not. X updates Grok image rules after deep fake backlash. This just in. The world's full of perverts. Perverts do suspect things. Tesla's Texas lithium refinery now producing battery grade material. That's good. Shit, that's good. As far as I understand, the rare earth thing is a fucking cause of tremendous geopolitical problems. Silver is trending. Silver is far up. way high, as far as I understand. And then the usual shit: abolish ICE, Fuentes, Israeli, Michigan, Bondi, Rand Paul, Greenland, Arctic, digital blackout, Iran, Andy Biggs, Qatar, release the Epstein files, Hillary. Yeah, it would be so easy to just complain about all this shit all the time. There's a fair amount of complaining that's necessary. I get fucked up when it's like you're told, not even told, but you should use your voice. You should have that duty to exercise one's free speech, and like there's a great argument to be said about that's why COVID happened because nobody spoke up against it. Nobody fought back. Everybody was scared to speak. There's a good argument to be had there, but it's like, what does the end of this is the fucking question I got. This is the existential dilemma, so to speak, of patriotism. What am I going to do? Am I going to go wag my finger at Anthony Fauci? Maybe I'll compel these criminals, these people that are dead set on fucking everything up for everybody. Maybe we can compel them to act right. I don't know, dude. Should I get on here and just be another guy on the internet with a bald head and an American flag behind me? Just mad at all the OnlyFans girls because they make $43 million in a year and I make fucking a fraction of that? Is that helpful? Is that conductive? Should I rah and throw my support at this new guy who's running for fucking yeah, what's up, Jerome? Back in the chat. Jerome says the Kings come out at night. Jessica says you did. You yelled at me for yelling at you during COVID. Yeah, that's kind of what I like to think, dude. Like in terms of these big societal shit, it sounds. My dude Jerome likes to criticize me for being a fucking fence sitter, being a moderate, being, standing for nothing or whatever. Like I've been accused of that, the fence sitting position, but not within my immediate domain, dude. I never got the fucking shot. I regret wearing a mask over COVID as much as I did. I shouldn't have at all, but then we lived through that. It's the position of, well, what the fuck do you do with what's in front of you? Broicism. I love that term, by the way. Like when we went to my homie's fucking weekend trip before his wedding over COVID, that got rescheduled a bunch of times, like a stand-in bachelor's weekend of sorts. We went to the gun range. Even before we got to the gun range, we fucking got this long like disclaimer about checking into the rental property that we got. And I remember in this group chat, it was like, please wear a mask when you drive up to the entrance booth. Remove your mask when you leave, but in the midst of hand dealing, please wear it. And I remember in this group chat, about half the guys I know really well, the other half I like kind of knew. And I just sent back this text, just ha 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 ha. And the one bull from Cali was like, "You all right, dude? Like, is there something I'm missing?" I'm thinking like, you guys are just fucking going with it. Just fucking going with it. I mean, if I wanted to go to the fucking grocery store or the Walmart or wherever, and I gotta have this archetypal Walmart guy, excuse me, sir, please put your mask on. I saw those dudes. I saw how those people actually were. These cats think they're standing up for fucking liberty, but they just look, at the end of the day, it's tough because they just look like a fucking asshole. You're going to come into the burger joint, and if you don't got a mask on, I'll be like, all right, dude, good for you. I'm not going to say a damn thing to you. Look at all these idiots. I'm one of them because this is the trick. You got to go along to get along a little bit. And it's tense. I rarely wore one of those stupid, I never wore a medical mask. I tried not to wear just the straight mouth one with the fucking ear hook. I had like this big black bandito mask and I loved it at that point. It fucking drove me to drink. That's what it did. That's what it fucking did. My drinking intensified over that shit. I'm like, look, guys, I'm doing this for your safety. I look like I'm about to come rob somebody, bro. Like, that old, the fucking just bandana shit right down, playing cops and robbers and shit. And I'm being told I'm doing it for your health. I'd be sitting there just pulling my vape through it, but like, look, guys, and trying having fun, I guess, because what the fuck else can you do? Although in my memories, my boss at one point had bullied me into submission. There was he printed something out. It was like like a PSA of sorts. It was like a PSA notice, and it's like attention all staff and customers. Everybody is required to wear a mask. Some people like to ignore this and claim they forget, but since it's brought to my attention, blah blah blah, and I'm like, motherfucker, yeah, I would hang it over my face, like, oh, I forgot. It's completely insane. Remember at the beginning when people were wearing a fucking 5-gallon bucket and shit in their hands, dude? Like, how much of that have we forgotten? By the way, it blows my mind sometimes. Like, I come home from work today around the same time, and neighbor pulls in, and there was quite a few times back in COVID. You come in like, "Hey man, how you doing?" I'm like, "What's up, man?" I pull my big case of beer out my car. I'm like, got another case of Corona, man. You want to hang out?" And we would just sit there and drink beers and fucking be mad at this shit. But at the end of the day, it's like, am I gonna fight every time I go to get groceries? Maybe I should have. At the time, I was not in a position to make honest judgments on nothing. Yeah, hazmat suits made out of Home Depot tar. People went nuts. Bro, I still see people driving with masks on and gloves. And here I am all week. Here I am all week trying to appeal to the better part of my nature, the more virtuous side of me, thinking I don't need to look down on people. Yeah, I did almost get a White Claw tattoo. I was drinking so much fucking White Claw and like the world was going to end. I was a little cute-hearted back then. Trump's in control. The Patriots are in control, guys. Fucking just on a steady diet of Alex Jones and fucking everything else. And I don't really regret it. It is what it is. I would like to think I'd have stood up for the fucking liberty a little more. But even then, what does that do? Would I have went down to the Capitol on J6? Would that have made a fucking big difference? Or I'd be sitting in a fucking federal prison somewhere just by virtue of fucking participation or whatever. You know, these motherfuckers are sick out here. These fools got us in a fucking sick one. And I'm not too sure what to do about it. Yeah. 4 years later, when your pops died, yeah, making you wear masks in the hospital. And I didn't have any like hardcore losses or fucking like immediate traumas like that. But there's people out there that they couldn't go see their mothers and fathers and shit in the hospital because of this. With like just some of the scumbags in this fucking world. It's completely crazy. Honestly, it takes a lot of maturity to admit I was wrong about Q. I certainly changed my opinion in about, well, thanks, dude. You know, my position on that shit was like the shock, the culture back then was wild, dude. You know, because I was in the hospital with pericarditis a few months before COVID dropped. And I wasn't really, I mean, I was an early adopter of Trumpomania, as many of us were. So I'm like, all right, let's go. Like, I like what this guy's got to say. Here I am, just energized and fired up about it. And then I'm fucked up with a heart condition, pericarditis. So I'm like, all right, well, this is a major backstep. Let me start to worry about my life a little bit more. And that's when the news is starting to pick up about this foreign thing in China, this foreign virus, this deadly airborne pathogen. And now it's January and it's kind of creeping into the headlines. Now it's February and it's apparently a big deal. And then when March fucking comes around, fucking it just shut the whole world down, dude. It was completely like wild. There was a little bit of a breadcrumb leading up to it happening, as my memory serves. And I went from having like had a traumatic effect, you know, traumatic event in my life where my pericardium inflamed. And these idiot nurses, all they kept asking me, they were like, "Do you vape? Well, do you vape? Well, do you vape? Do you vape? Do you smoke?" Like, there's a lot more things that go into it than just vaping. I'm sure that had a cause, but I was just so unimpressed waiting to go back to the ER. I'm like, bitch, I'm dying right now. Like, I feel like I'm fucking gonna keel over in a minute. And here's another, like, did you just get out of school, honey? Do you vape? Can you fucking just fix my shit? But whatever, I digress. That's a completely irrelevant spiral. Yeah, then I come out, and then here's this deadly cardiovascular illness coming around. Watch it on television. Now it's you have to do this. You have to fucking stay 6 feet apart. Don't leave your house. And then it starts to actually compound and affect people. That's when everyone's like, oh, well, I just got an email from my boss. I just got an email from my company. I'm now supposed to work remote. People are actually losing their jobs. I'm not. But, we were fucked. What's that? You want burgers and people are afraid to come out? Had a couple people at the shop just like opt to not come to work for a little while just for the next 2 weeks. You remember that shit, Jerome? You remember that? 2 weeks. I completely forgot about the 2 weeks gag. That's so good. 2 weeks. We got to flatten the curve. We got to flatten the curve. My shop protects me. Your shop protects you. No, I'm sorry. My shop protects you. It's complete. It was fucking just nuts. So yeah, you'd like to think when all that shit's going on, that there's something behind the scenes. Yeah, 2 weeks to slow the spread. And then shortly thereafter, we had what do they call it? They call it the summer of love. That was also shortly thereafter the fucking Epstein shit came out. And most motherfuckers never heard of this bull. Most motherfuckers never heard of this guy up until it was broadcasted everywhere. And then when you start digging on that shit, you're into like the occult and the esoteric 2,000-year-old death cults and shit. And then you start following, what do they say? Follow the rabbit. Follow the white rabbit. Take the red pill, Neo. Then you start hashtag looking into it. And there's some fucking shit you find. There's some shit you fucking find, dude. None of which I've seen has been like discredited. I've not seen anything to this point that says, oh, that's all stupid. None of that's real. Dude, that shit's like true. Yeah, COVID drastically altered my worldview. Mine too, man. That's where the radicalization sets in, dare I say. And it's been that was 6 years ago, man. 6 years ago in about 4 or 5 weeks. Half a decade. Shit. And motherfuckers could talk about this forever. Forever. Yeah. Yeah, I remember. What was that quote? Yo, I just saw Jerome Wright at the protest. He was he was on top of a car screaming, "I will die here." Yeah, that shit's so funny, dude. Not back then. Not back then, though. It was galvanizing. That's the 2 minutes of fucking hate. That's the fucking 2 minutes of hate George Orwell talks about, man. And it ain't nobody. What I've learned since then is that nobody's above it. My principal sin back in those days was that I thought I was above it all. I'm just getting drunk and smoking weed and putting on my mask and making jokes. And, once the stimmy checks went out, once all that kind of shifted, the burger joint went from being a ghost town to being busier than motherfucking ever. That's for sure. And in the long run, the fact that the company I'm with is resilient enough and ingenious enough and can roll with the punches enough and had a good team to get in there and fucking grind it out and stay loyal and just fucking keep gunning it. Yeah, now the company is doing better than ever. Shit. I benefit as a direct result of a lot of that. So there's silver linings in all things. There's silver linings in all things. Maybe I'd have been better off if I would have said, fuck off, I'm not wearing a mask. But then how much better off would I have been if I couldn't have paid rent? How much better off would I have been if I'd have fucking went and worked somewhere else? Whatever, It's just like the Biden shit, dude. And this is just my perception of it for being an accused fence sitter sometimes. As bad as Biden was, where is Biden anyway? No one's talking about that fucking old fuck anymore. But as bad as that shit was, it's about this is where stoicism is useful. It's like, what the fuck do you do with it? So the fuck what? So the fuck what? How much blame versus how much, what do you do with it? Shit, I got sober under Joe Biden. I should be thanking Joe Biden. Donald Trump gave me a bunch of money that I could go buy beer with. I'm just saying, I'm just saying. And the way that the fucking Matrix and all this shit is, it's like, who's to fucking say? I can't tell what's true. If I were to just talk to anybody and be like, dude, well, Biden was bad, right? Like, come on. And if they just simply ask the question, well, why? I would like to say that's super easy to answer, but it's not. Because half the time I would just be parroting bullshit that you can't fucking trust anyway. Unemployment, interest rates, Afghanistan. It's like, hey, man, and this is what I say to people, unless you're prepared to talk and really get into the nitty gritty, you probably shouldn't cite it in your argument, you know? The Luke Turd report. Yeah. That was back in the days, man. And I kind of look back on the COVID era like fondly a little bit. Some of the most fun that I ever had, even though it was maddening, completely maddening. I would literally just work like a dog almost every single day, but I would drink like a fish at night. And there was you could do whatever the fuck you wanted. Nobody was out. A couple of places we used to go hang out at, there was no supervision, there was no responsibility. That's where I kind of got real tight with my music people too, because we were just running around this basement bar. There were no rules. We were just happy to have a place to play, that place to hang out that fucking had a stage. It enabled pure hedonism. Exactly right. Exactly right. In retrospect, a lot of that shit hurt me. So thank you, Biden, for pulling me out of it. If we're if we're playing that game, shit. By that logic, Biden did more for me than fucking Trump ever did, dude. I shouldn't, but see, you can't even say that either. I'm a goddamn conflicted man. Maybe I am just on the fence, Jerome. Shit. But what happens when I fall off? What happens when I fucking fall off? That turns only into blaming somebody. I got to blame the OnlyFans girl for making a lot of money instead of blaming the fucking dudes that are fucking jerking it, sending all their money. And the whole series of infrastructure, scummy shit that even propels us to have that conversation. And I'm going to sit up here in Pennsylvania in the dark with my sunglasses on and my new sound effects and get mad about it. It's like a South Park skit, dude. I don't know. What the fuck do I know, dude? What else is on Twitter? Is there anything else, or did I cover it already? I think we're probably gonna. What are they talking about now? War? More wars coming? New observations from the James Webb Space Telescope and Hubble have strengthened the Hubble tension, with local measurements showing expansion at 73 kilometers per second slash MPC. I don't even know what the fuck that means. Being on the fence ain't so bad. Analysis paralysis. It's not even paralysis. It's not even like it's paralysis. What about the UAE cutting funding to UK students citing terrorism? Yeah, I mean, why is the United Arab Emirates funding UK students? Like, when you bring it up, this shit is such a fucking catastrophe in my mind that when you bring it back to first principles, like the most basic of things, I just said first principles to sound smart, whatever. But when you bring it to the most basic of things, it's like almost all of these problems can be fucking broken down by just a simple question. And it renders it all stupid. It renders it all like definitively absurd. It doesn't seem to make any sense. It all exists in a contradiction that we get through our little black fucking boxes. Like anything I just read. That article was just funny because the world is flat and these fools are talking about the James Webb Space Telescope. It confirms there's something seriously wrong with our universe. Okay. This is the news. I wonder how many people are talking about this. What's the latest post about this Florida GOP candidate? Here's from Yadair. He said, fuck them. Do your thing, Sophia. Yeah, he's a coomer. He cooms till noon. About V. Nah, they just blame us because we sell content. Like, yeah, you're just selling the. Yeah, dude. And then he probably is. He's probably great. Like he said, that Florida dude is lit. Yeah, I should listen to this guy. The fact that he's even bringing that up is like a good for society. The only people that won't acknowledge it as a good for society are the people that like the bad parts of society, which we all have in us at some level. If they outlawed Zyn, I'm fucking going to be pissed. Straight up. What's next? You're going to take my energy drinks too? And some motherfuckers would. Some motherfuckers would. And that's just me. And it's also kind of why I'm suspect of a lot of these people that use morality as like the central thing. Because you can appeal to morality just because you can. Well, it's immoral. Doesn't always mean it's hard to fucking really get in the weeds philosophically and principally establish morals that you can base other things on. That's not an easy task. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, like I'm not shitting on someone else's morality. I'm not questioning other people's morality. It ain't my fucking place. I should worry about my own fucking morality. You know what I mean? It's that simple. But just there's a term for it. Just the idea that this is the conversation. Token on the broicism. Dude, I stay smoking that broicist pack. Bro it. I don't know. You got away with words, man. Smoking on the bro pack? That just sounds gay. That's not what we need. Yeah, here's Austin on Twitter. Do you blame SIGs when your loved one gets lung cancer? That's the same fucking argument. And everyone's mad about arguments. That's what I'm saying. I like the argument. I like the sport of the argument. But that's not like life is not just one big argument, man. Worry about your motherfucking selves. Yeah, here's one. This is Class Lib Sponge on Twitter. It's impressive that OF hoes arguing better than their haters. I'm starting to believe that aggressively hating on OF girls is just an low IQ trait. It's just a low IQ trait. I hope that was intended for satirical purposes. It is for me. I don't know what that refers to, buddy. That's okay. Thanks for hanging out. This started just as a test. Now I'm spiraling. It's after 10 a.m. though, so we can spiral. I like that. Class Lib Sponge. What else do you post on here? This is the cesspool. People get fucking wrapped up about Twitter and like just random internet things. So I click on Class Lib Sponge and here's their profile. SpongeBob fan, political Twitter, lib right, national liberal hardliner. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Oh, you're German or something. Einheit, Recht, Freiheit. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck any of that means. And if you're German, to be honest, I don't really care about anything you're going to put out on Twitter. Don't mean nothing to me. I'm a fucking American. Yeah, everybody seems to agree with this Sophie Rain girl. She's loving it, man. You fucking people are goofballs too. You brought attention to this shit. Now all that attention, all that loosh is being harvested and given to Ms. Sophie Rain. Yeah, she's like, I guess she earned 43 million on OnlyFans last year. Get that bag, queen. Yeah, she's having the time of her life. Fucking get all kinds of money now for doing nothing. Getting all types of money for doing nothing. I guess she's doing something. It's a free market. If there's a need, the market will fulfill it. The invisible hand will fill the market proportionally to the need of those who are in. So lame. Yeah, it's all right. She was smart. She'd be fucking making money right now. the OnlyFan Ho Collective Fund or something. She says, I pay 37% income tax proudly, and I would be glad to pay more if big businesses weren't paying zero in taxes. Should probably get a better tax guy, if that's the case. Yeah, she's making the whole case against the billionaires and big businesses. So on and so forth. Oh, shit. Yeah. Mr. Fishback tweeted her at directly. I like my favorite news page on Instagram is Garbaggio. Garbaggio is just the best dude. I like when he posts these fucking goofy things and he calls them like WWE side quests. New WWE side story just dropped. Florida governor candidate versus OnlyFans girl. Yeah, he said, hey, Sophie Rain, pay up or quit OnlyFans. As Florida governor, I will not allow a generation of smart and capable young women to sell their bodies online. Motherfucker, you're about to be the governor of Miami and the whole South Florida. You should, online just shouldn't be the first thing. That's my gut reaction. You got motherfuckers selling their real bodies down there, notoriously. You know, isn't that the hub of drug? Yeah, see, and I'm speaking about things I don't know, though, which makes it look like I'm a fence sitter, but that almost seems like it's a fucking, and it is a media game. You do have to play the media game. He's got notoriety all of a sudden. He's trending on Twitter. Everyone's got an opinion about Mr. James Fishback now. You know, he will not allow a generation of smart and capable young women to sell their bodies online. And you're like doing, there's like 5 or 6 different fields of modern controversy that you're getting involved in. Yeah, I don't know, man. She says, and like, you got to admire the balls on some of these bitches, dude. Sounds like you subscribed and got buyer's remorse after dropping your annual salary on an OnlyFans girl. That's not actually that good a burn, but yeah, it's so lame. Let's see what this guy's Twitter's all about. James Fishback. Fourth generation Floridian running to succeed Ron DeSantis is Florida's next Republican governor to make life more affordable. Kind of looks like a nerd. And like, I guess you kind of have to be a nerd on some level. How much of life is really jocks and nerds, cool guys and losers? I wonder. Yeah, he's just playing the fucking game. Oh. That's the appropriate sound right now. Yeah, anyway. That's all I got, man. That's all I got. I'll be back Friday morning. Yeah, he kind of looks like a dweeb. I don't really trust this dude. I feel like if you're a governor, you got to be tough. Kind of sick of looking at dudes and dudettes. Just a bunch of soft motherfuckers posturing and playing the game. It's kind of like acting. I guess, what did Shakespeare say? All the world's a stage. And we're all just players. We all wear masks. Something like that. Fuck it. Let's go. He has a sound. Dude, the soundboard is fucking fun as shit. I like this. I gotta abuse that in the morning. Wake the fuck up. Here's a good one, too. That's the steam. That's my momentum. But yeah, I think I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Maybe I'll leave this up here. Maybe I'll leave it all on YouTube. I'm not gonna put this on the podcast list, though. This is not a formal GM behind us. This is not a growth mindset behind us. This is a casual, just Wednesday night. I got some new equipment, hanging out. People coming in and out of the chat, though. I appreciate that. Man. Maybe I should do a political show. Maybe I should make it like a political sub show. But I don't want to be too derivative of the other people I like online. But the world is a stage. I can be any player I want. I can do whatever the motherfucker I want out here, dude. Yeah, I think that's it. Pushing 8 o'clock. I got some shit to do. So yeah. I'm gonna get out of here, man. One love. Keep it real, everybody. I'm gonna start that outro music. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Little wrong path action. Little Nicki behind his action. Hey yo. That kicks ass. All right, yeah, I'm fucking gonna take off, man. Thanks for hanging. Appreciate you guys in here. One love. Keep it real. Resist the fucking subconscious attack by these evil motherfuckers out here. Lift weights and crush. Keep ripping. Later.